Hi everyone. I'm a bit nervous again this morning. I don't know what's going on with me lately, considering the number of lives I've done. Sorry for a bit of a time lag today. I think it's the bank holiday and I think all of the children are on the internet at the same time. I'm just going to turn my sound down so I can not blasting my ears. It's funny how sometimes we need to revisit things and we need to revisit our feelings and our emotions, and you think you've got it, you've been practicing for some time. Oh dear, hang on, I am here. It's one of those chaotic bank holiday internet mornings. Right, I'm turning myself down a bit more, I think. Where was I? Oh, a bit flustered. And I feel myself flushing because I'm feeling a bit flustered, but I'm going to go with it. So I got up this morning and I thought, again, as I normally do on my lives, what am I going to talk about today? And I picked some oracle cards and I got the card choice. And I thought, choice? What am I going to say about choice? I don't know what to say about choice. And then I started thinking about my own life and about choices in general. And I'm not sure if you're like this, but I've spent a long period in my life thinking I have to make the right choice. I have to make the right decision. If there's 3 or 4 decisions, or if I'm standing at a crossroads, I tend to overthink things and weigh the options up. And in the end, I end up either not making the choice or struggling incredibly with making the choice. But now I think that I'm much better at making choices, and I think sometimes you've just got to make a choice, even if your life feels like it's a bit chaotic right now, or you feel like you've got to make a decision that's really difficult or challenging. Sometimes you've just got to make a decision and make a choice and take a direction and trust that life will back you and support you in whatever choice you choose to make. Now, in my research this morning on choice, I came across a quote by a gentleman called Sri Aurobindo, and he said, regarding choice, he said, you get up, you take a step, you fall on your face, you get up, you look sheepishly at God, you brush yourself off, you take another step, you fall on your face, you get up, you look sheepishly at God, and you brush yourself off, and you take another step. And that is pretty much, I think, my life. I think I've made decisions and I've thought they're going to be the wrong decision, and I make it and it tends to just flow on through. And even if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where the choice is going to lead you, you've just got to do it. It's like stepping off that cliff and trusting that there's somebody down there, or there's a big trampoline or somebody there to catch you at the bottom. And we often think if we make a choice, that's the end. And that's the reason we fear making choices, because we think that if we make this choice, that is going to be the end. And if we make the wrong choice, it's going to cause all kinds of problems. But we can always choose again, because everything changes, life changes. The choice that you make today doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the choice that you make tomorrow. From a week from now, a choice I make today could be wrong for me in a week from now. So you've really got to start making choices for yourself, especially, and try and not to make choices based on what you think other people want or need of you. Now, I did that for a very long time. I was a people pleaser for probably going on 30 plus years, and I finally started to say no and make my own choices, even if it upset people along the way. And it's okay also not to make wise decisions. We are programmed to believe we've got to make the right choice, really wise choice. But we're human, and if we weren't human, we'd be in the other realm or on the other side. We'd have complete perspective of the bigger picture of everything that's going on, and we just don't. And sometimes we've just got to do it and make that choice. Now, sometimes we make choices that we think are the wrong choices, and afterwards we feel we've made that wrong choice. But they all have a purpose for learning and growth. And I think it's about 3 or 4 years ago, might be a bit longer, I used to work in a shop. And hi Anna, hi Carrie, hi Sheila. I used to work in a shop and I really followed the law of attraction. Now I'm not into the law of attraction anymore now. It really wasn't a good thing for me. And I was so into the law of attraction that I truly believed that if I visualize and imagine certain things, they would happen. And I wasn't just doing it, now and again. I was doing it 24 hours a day. It was ridiculous. And I would walk along the street and I would imagine I was walking along the boulevard in LA, or I'd imagine I was in New Zealand traveling, and come to the point where things were changing in my job and a new woman joined, and I had this dream that when she arrived I had to leave. So I made the choice to resign from my job, and I told everybody at the job that I was leaving because I was going travelling and I'd come into some money, and I hadn't. I really hadn't. At that time, I really believed that it was going to happen for me with the law of attraction. So I left the job, and a few months later, well, nothing happened. I didn't go travelling. I didn't come into any money. Everything went sort of downhill, and I went through a real difficult time in my life. But I wouldn't change it now. Now I see that that choice was right for me because it took me on a different path, a path into my emotions, my feelings, more deeply into my spiritual path and my understanding of things. But back then, it was the choice. It was the right choice to make, and I wasn't meant to be in that job anymore. And so in a way, my perception of what I thought could happen was a reason for me to leave that job, because part of me knew that I had to go in a different direction. So even if you feel like you're making a wise choice, further down the line it may not be so wise. You may look back on it and think, it wasn't the greatest choice, but then we learn from it, and it's not always easy, because making choices is all about embracing uncertainty and being okay with change and not knowing. And that any choice will just set something in motion for you. Even if it's getting up at a different time of day, maybe you are someone who sleeps in till midday and you choose to set your alarm every day and you start getting up at 7 o'clock. And I did that. I was someone who slept in a lot, and I didn't realise it was actually causing depression to be even worse for me. So I started to make sure that I got up at sometimes 6 o'clock, 5 a.m. I got up, and it was crazy in the beginning. It was really hard, but I've got used to it now, and I really like getting up early. I'm a real morning bird. I'm not someone that can stay up late. I used to be when I was younger. But it's just to sort of show an example that little choices can really make a difference. Even if, I think I've said it before, if you brush your teeth with a different hand, you're rewiring your brain and your body, and you're telling your body you're doing something new. Because when we stop making choices, when we start making decisions, and we make decisions just to stay comfortable, stay in the moment of where we are, and just wrap ourselves in blankets, and it's not really what life's about. Life's about feeling alive. And at the minute I've got a bit of nervousness, a bit of anxiety, and I had a bit of excitement this morning. I was jumping around my bathroom before this live, and I thought, why am I excited? So making the decision to do something new, it can be exciting and nerve-wracking at the same time, but we just have to do it and just make that decision. And there's so many things that involve choice. I mean, a long time ago, I wrote a blog post on frustration. And I went through a long period of my life. I was so frustrated, and nothing was changing and nothing new was happening. And we can go along with that, and we can really get lost in that, and that can hold us back. But also, frustration is a choice. We can choose frustration in a really weird way. And frustration can actually be part of our journey too, because when we are frustrated and things aren't shifting and moving the way we want them to, that frustration can actually keep us where we need to be, because sometimes if we want to run ahead or race ahead, we miss so many doorways and so many people along the way. So there's so many different choices that we need to make in life, and we don't need to make them, we choose to make them. So what are you choosing in your life right now? What is it that maybe is not working for you and it used to work for you, but perhaps now you need to make a different choice? Have a think about that. And is there any choice that you're a little bit scared of, but it feels like you're meant to do it? It's like in January 2017 when, before I'd done any public type of speaking, and I was really scared and I really had a phobia back then, I avoided everything to do with public speaking. And then I received a message from Brian Green, the co-producer of Shining Bright Radio, and he asked me to do a radio interview. Now, normally, in the past, I would have said, no, not doing that. Other people invited me for interviews on podcasts, and I even said no to that. But something in me said, yes, I've got to do this. I'm really scared of doing it, but I'm going to do it. And I said yes, and I did it, and it was scary, and my hand was going like this when I was on the phone to Brian. But when I'd finished it, I realised I'd finally taken that leap. And I've noticed that since making certain decisions this year, it's like a tidal wave of change has happened, and you don't really know what's going to happen when you make a choice. So just make a choice. And as I said earlier, you don't need to make a wise choice. You're human. Just make a choice and follow through with it and see what happens. So Anna, Carrie, Sheila, and whoever else is watching, what sort of choices are you making right now? And is there anything that you're a bit scared of making or doing that perhaps will be a road to a new direction for you? I'm going to leave you there and see if you'll comment, but if not, I'm going to end this video soon. And how is everybody? I'm a bit nervous and I don't know why. I have no clue. Sometimes I feel like I get guidance for these lives, and they're from my family, my guides, and sometimes they step a little bit too close to me, and that can make me feel anxious in my heart, and it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird feeling, but I know there's a bit of a time lag with my video today, so everything seems to be 17 or 18 seconds behind. It's really warm today, it's humid in the UK. I think we're going to get some thunderstorms. Okay, right, I'm going to end the video now, and just to let you all know, I'm going to share it soon. Shining Bright Radio's got a schedule up of programmes for this week. I've got Monday through till Wednesdays going out, and I'll share to the page, and then I'll have some more on Tuesday for you. So you can see what we're doing and tune into any programmes that you really like. So thank you. I'm going to go because I don't think the comments are catching up because of the time lag. So I'll speak to you all soon. So that'll be next Monday, and hopefully I won't be as nervous, or maybe I will be, and as usual, it's okay. I'm a human and feelings happen. Speak to you soon. Bye.